tonight are on the broad road that leads to destruction. And tonight, I would say with Moses, I would say with Joshua, turn, repent, choose God, serve Him, live for Him. That is the message of God tonight to this great audience of people at Yankee Stadium.
I see revival coming to planet Earth, maybe as never before. It will be untold numbers, an untold, uncounted multitudes that will be saved. The dead will be raised. The arthritic will be healed. Cancer will be healed. No disease will be able to stand before God's people, and that it would be a worldwide situation.
There's a church that doesn't just know about God, they know God. They don't just believe in His power, they carry His power. God will shake the United States of America one last time, not by might, not by power, but by my Spirit.
Welcome to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, as Adalis and I are here to announce our next big move, biggest move we've ever made for Revival Today. Behind me is a building that will look nothing like it looks right now when we finish. We're on just under 5 acres of property that we've just finished purchasing, which is going to give us the ability to have a state-of-the-art studio. And in that studio, something I've wanted to have for a long time, which is a live studio audience. It's going to be a 500-seat building when we finish with it that'll give us the ability to touch the world with our broadcasts. This facility is going to give me the ability to do what I've really missed, which is having you in the audience to minister to personally. Obviously, you can't beat the reach of digital media. We touch the whole world every day, but we have the ability now with this to lay hands on people, pray for people that are sick, a place where you can bring people that are drug addicted, demonized, and really give them the ministry that you can't get on YouTube and Facebook. I can't wait. And then beyond that, we're going to announce the launch of Revival Today Church. We're going to hold Holy Ghost church services every Sunday morning. I'll be there most Sunday mornings. This isn't going to be like some little side project. We're going to give you and your family a place you can go that's a soul-winning church that values the presence of God, where you can get prayed for and ministered to, where there's not a critical race theory lecture or a masks and social distancing 10 minutes of no talking to anybody in the lobby. None of that. We're going to have a place where you're free and where you're free to experience the presence of God.
I'm incredibly excited because I know a lot of you have been asking about different meetings and events that we couldn't have during COVID, and trust me, we tried so hard. So this really frees us up to do everything that we want to do with healing meetings and women's conferences. So I am so looking forward to seeing you and having you be a part of this.
So I want to give you a twofold call to action. Number one, if your church turned in to a liberal nightmare in 2020 and you need a place to go, I would be happy to have you at our church. Number two, if you are a partner or a friend of our ministry, Revival Today, this is the biggest move by far we've ever made. By the time we finish remodeling that building, the acquiring of the property, you're looking at a couple of M's. So if you would stand with us now, I'll say thank you ahead of time. Pray and ask the Holy Ghost what He would have you to do. You've been so generous, and I thank you ahead of time for your extreme generosity. I know I speak on behalf of my wife, everybody here at Revival Today when I say we love you very much. And now I can say I look forward to seeing you face to face here at the new home of Revival Today.
Hey.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for watching. It is Check the Market. What's today? Today is June the 7th at 9:26. Glad to see you. Good morning, Ryan Montañez from Hobbs, New Mexico, and Nuriel, and Angela, and Maddie, and AJ. Stock Market Samurai is also watching on the app with Logan Watkins and Doug Johnson. The man, the myth, and the legend. All right, let's get started. Take it away, Patty Pat.
Good morning, everyone. It's Monday morning, my favorite time of the week because it's a new trading week. So any losses you had last week,
That's it.
you can just have gains this week.
Wow.
To the moon.
Gains upon gains.
So speaking of going to the moon,
Yes. So today's title is Jeff Bezos Flies to Space. Are we all going there?
are we all going
Are
there?
we?
It's a good question.
We're ready.
We are.
Okay, so tell me we're going to read the article, but
Yes.
tell me how is this even possible?
He has his own space company
Okay.
because he wants to be like Elon Musk,
He does.
but he's just not as cool.
Right.
So,
no, he's
yeah,
really not.
he'll
Not
get there.
Nearly as cool.
He'll get there. But he has his own space company called Blue Origin.
Okay.
And so he's just like, you know what? I'm just going to go to space with this first thing that I'm sending up there.
That's kind of crazy.
It is.
So Blue Origins has never had any kind of like,
They've had like tests and stuff.
Okay.
But I think this is their first like manned space trip.
wow. How many has Elon Musk had that have been manned? 2?
He's had a couple. 2 like official ones. They've
Yeah.
had a couple of tests, but 2 official ones that they've launched like to the International Space Station.
Because this is a little bizarre to me.
Yeah.
You don't just one day just wake up and make headline news. You're flying to space.
Yeah.
But shall we? Let's read the article. Amazon billionaire founder Jeff Bezos to fly to space next month. So there he is in all of his, you know who he looks like there? He looks like the...
Dr. Evil.
He does look like Dr. Evil. I was going to say David Letterman's sound guy, whatever his name is, Paul Schaefer.
Yeah.
Dude, that looks exactly like Paul Schaefer. That's so bizarre. But there he is, and that's what he would be flying in, huh?
Mm-hmm.
The Blue Origin.
Yep.
Do we have an article? Just a headline. Here we go. Oh, you're going to enlarge it, please. This is from Reuters. Amazon billionaire founder Jeff Bezos said on Monday he and his brother Mark, a little twofer action, will fly on the first crewed space flight from his rocket company Blue Origin next month.
In July.
So he's been clearly testing because you can't just
Yeah.
choose to go up to space. You have to like do a whole bunch of tests.
Yeah.
Very rigorous testing too. Ever since I was 5 years old, I've dreamed of traveling to space. Nobody cares. On July 20th, I will take that journey with my brother, Bezos, who is one of the richest people in the world, said in his Instagram post. Bezos, who is due to step down as Amazon chief on July 5th, will join the winner of an auction for a seat on the first space flight to Blue Origin. Did you sign up for this auction?
The auction is
How much would you have to pay?
It's at 2.8 million right now.
Oh.
So I don't want to go to space that badly.
Same. Same, especially not with them. Bezos, fellow billionaire Elon Musk, and Richard Branson have been investing billions of dollars on their rocket startups. Lost my place.
Of which Richard Branson's one is actually traded publicly under
Is it?
SPCE. Yeah.
SPCE, okay. But Bezos will be the first of the 3 to actually travel into space.
And the markets are open. Let's take a look here, see where we're at. Oh, we're all positive. S&P's up 1. Dow is up. NASDAQ's up. NASDAQ isn't up.
Strange.
All right, awesome.
All right, good start.
Yeah?
Not bad.
No?
All right.
Good start to the week here.
Continue on. That was. I'm sorry. This is my first time on Check the Market, and everything scares me. The Blue Origin spacecraft, which is set to carry Bezos and others, has undergone 15 test flights, none of which had any passengers on board. All right, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Basically the gist of it. So what do you think this is going to do for Amazon stock, if anything?
I don't think it's going to do much for Amazon stock, just because the company's like separate from Amazon itself, and it's like it's becoming a crowded field with like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson, everybody trying to get into that. But we'll see. I think that, looking down the future, like 200 years, they might be in charge of space mining on Mars or something like that. So if they do go public,
Yeah.
hey, why not?
Sounds good. What else? Next. All right. Oil and gas industry trolls North Face.
This is great.
With new billboard campaign. Have you watched this, ladies and gents? If not, what did you say?
You have the video?
Chris Wright.
There it is.
CEO of Liberty Energy.
So
North
stop
Face
right there. Pause.
recently came out
Start it up again.
against
All right. Prep this video up. Tell them about the feud with North Face.
So North Face, they've been like tweeting about divesting and from the oil and gas industry and,
Super
all
woke.
of it. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
They just want to be so cool. And so this guy here, Chris Wright, actually what happened is one of his competitors' companies was trying to get some North Face jackets with their company logo on them, and because it was an oil company, the North Face said no. They were like, we're not doing this. And so this guy decided, okay, well, we'll show the world what North Face is actually all about, and so roll the video. It's pretty funny. Yeah, roll it.
I'm Chris Wright, CEO of Liberty Energy. North Face recently came out against my industry, even refusing to let one of my competitors put their company logo on a North Face jacket. I went through North Face's website of wide-ranging products, and I failed to find a single product that wasn't made out of oil and gas. The great majority of North Face's products, jackets, backpacks, outdoor pants, shirts, shoes, hats, etc., are dominantly made out of the oil and gas that we so proudly produce. Globally, 60% of all clothing fibers are made out of oil and gas. For North Face, it's probably 90% or more. So North Face is not only an extraordinary customer of the oil and gas industry, they are also a partner with the oil and gas industry. So thank you, North Face, and you're welcome.
Brilliant.
It really is.
What a guy.
So what they did is they put billboards up around their Denver headquarters in North Face's headquarters,
Yeah.
that say things like that, like thank you
There it is right
for
there.
supporting. Yeah.
That North Face polo puffer looks great on you, and it was made from fossil fuels. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful.
Because people don't realize how much like plastics, and all that stuff is made from
100%.
oil and gas.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Fan-freaking-tastic. Next. All right, so this is my article. Did you see this?
Yes,
So this is breaking yesterday. I was just up at 2 a.m. I don't know why. But there he is, the president of El Salvador. Said, shots heard around the world, El Salvador aims to become first nation to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender. May set global precedent. So do we have the article so I can read it? Just because I'm curious. This guy, he's really young, too.
Yeah.
How old is he? In his 30s?
He's in his 30s, yeah.
Pretty fascinating. El Salvador is taking steps to become the first sovereign nation to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender, alongside the US dollar, potentially setting the stage for other nations to reduce central bank influence over their economies. A bill enabling El Salvador to, I'm sorry, I have to stop doing that, to recognize Bitcoin as legal tender will be submitted
He's
to
39.
the country's legislative assembly next week. President Nayib Bukele said in a video message that was shown on Saturday at the Bitcoin 2021 conference in Miami, which we're going to talk about in a moment. Did anyone watch the Bitcoin conference? Anyone, any one of our viewers, sound off with emojis. Probably not. Quote, in the short term, this will generate jobs and help provide financial inclusions to thousands outside the formal economy, Bukele said. Strike, a Bitcoin Lightning network payment application, is working with Bukele's administration to implement the cryptocurrency plan. This is a shot heard around the world for Bitcoin, Strike founder Jack Mallers said in a statement. What's transformative here is that Bitcoin is both the greatest reserve asset ever created and a superior monetary network. I think I'm bringing this up because I haven't heard a lot about Bitcoin lately.
Yeah.
As much as, I mean, it could be the conference and stuff like that, but I also got another notification today that there's hedge funds that are saying that Bitcoin is becoming more valuable than gold.
Yeah.
So when hedge funds start going into that direction, you might think about investing in some crypto.
Yes.
I mean, I think the time is now. So if you're ever hesitant, which you were for a little while, don't you think?
The more I research it, the more I like it.
Isn't it wild?
Which I never thought I would say that because I'm more of like a traditional,
100%, yes.
Yeah.
Very safe guy.
Exactly.
Cryptocurrency is the antithesis.
Yes.
It's just wild. But then you start talking to people like Doug and that kind of stuff. And it really does change your perspective. Now, the reason why I keep bringing this kind of stuff up is that if you haven't invested in any kind of cryptocurrency, there's just talking about how Ethereum is going to be the next Bitcoin. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
So now is the time.
Yeah.
Just start dabbling in it because this is the future, ladies and gents. Next. All right, so here it is. Elon Musk. There's rumors going around that Anonymous is behind this video, or rather, this is Anonymous. But who's behind Anonymous? Potentially Jeff Bezos. So just watch it. I'm not quite sure what this is going to do to the market, but very interesting nonetheless.
Greetings, citizens of the world. This is a message from Anonymous for Elon Musk. For the past several years, you have enjoyed one of the most favorable reputations of anyone in the billionaire class, because you have tapped into the desire that many of us have to live in a world with electric cars and space exploration. But recently, your carefully created public image is being exposed, and people are beginning to see you as nothing more than another narcissistic rich dude who is desperate for attention. It appears that your quest to save the world is more rooted in a superiority and savior complex than it is in actual concern for humanity. This has been obvious to your employees for a long time, who have faced intolerable conditions under your command for years. It is also obvious to the young children working in your overseas lithium mines, which are destroying the local environment as well. You have been open about your willingness to stage coups in order to install dictators in places where your toxic products are being mined. You have even prematurely crowned yourself Emperor of Mars, a place where you will be sending people
So
to die.
woke. Anonymous
Your
is
fanboys
so
overlook
ticked.
these issues
How
because they are
dare
focused on
you?
the potential good that your projects can bring to the world, but you are not the only show in town, and your competition is growing more intense with each passing day. There are plenty of other companies working on space exploration and electric vehicles. You are just the only
Talking
CEO
about Blue
who has
Origin.
gained a cult following through shitposting and trolling the world on social media. In fact, many people are now learning that the vast majority of Tesla's income doesn't actually come from selling cars, it comes from government subsidies, selling carbon tax credits for your innovation with clean energy. This technically isn't your innovation though, because you aren't actually the founder of Tesla. You simply purchased the company from two people much more intelligent than you are, Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning. Tesla has also made more money holding Bitcoin for a few months than they did in years of selling cars. It is also more than likely that this Bitcoin was purchased with money from these government subsidies.
I'm not quite sure
It is
that
now
any
widely
of these
believed
are
that you
an
have been forced
attack.
to
This
denounce
is
your
all
company's
public knowledge.
involvement with Bitcoin in order to keep that
They're not
green
uncovering
government money
anything
flowing
profound.
into
They need to be
Tesla's
careful. He might put
coffers.
his Iron Man suit
The
on
energy use
and
argument
go
about
after him.
government money is a very nuanced conversation that requires a fairly complex understanding of how power grids work, and how excess energy is wasted by power companies, and sought out by crypto miners. This is a conversation that you have
Seriously, it's hard not to think of that meme.
Yeah.
When you're watching that.
It's true.
How dare you crown yourself a mayor of Mars or emperor of Mars? It's just so ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. What is that?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm like, you just added a couple of capital letters and threw me the heck off. All right, what else we got? All right, Americans face mounting risk of hackers taking over brokerage accounts, regulators say. Tell me about this.
So what they're saying is that more people have brokerage accounts now.
Right.
You know, Robinhood, whatever, and hackers are trying to take those over. Exactly.
I'm telling you, what is the deal with I'm not going to get into conspiracy theories, but
The biggest thing with this right here is I just want to encourage the audience not to use the same password for everything and not to make it your name and your birthday or your phone number, because the hackers will get into your brokerage accounts. So use, passwords that are complex.
13
Exactly.
to 15 characters long.
Exactly. And then for every account,
Yeah.
use two-factor identification, and you'll be fine. So when I saw that, I was like, this is probably just because they're using the same password.
That's a word for somebody.
everything.
All right. So if you have a brokerage account, make sure that it's at least 13 characters long. It can be something that's remarkably like you can remember it.
Yeah.
Like
A phrase with some numbers like mixed in between or whatever.
My mother-in-law, she has a very naughty password that she was trying to get into her account. And it was this really long whatever, but it was like this really hilarious phrase that you would never think that she would ever say in a million years. But, those kinds of things.
Yeah.
That's a word for someone, y'all. All right, next. How about Telegram? What about Telegram?
What about Telegram?
I don't know.
The app Telegram?
Kristen, what are you talking about? How about Telegram? I like Telegram. Okay, go ahead.
Warren Buffett-backed electric automaker BYD ships 100 cars to Norway. So BYD is a Chinese electric vehicle company. I thought this was very interesting because the European standards for vehicles are very high, which the Chinese weren't able to meet those standards, and now they are meeting those standards, and so this is like a serious threat to traditional automakers. So they need to be careful. Norway is like the #1 electric vehicle capital in the world, and the Chinese are shipping cars there now. BYD is actually traded, so you can look them up. I think they're like $190 a share. So they're making inroads in Europe, which means that if they meet those regulatory standards, it won't be long before they can meet American regulatory standards. So that's something that I'm going to keep my eye on and see what happens there in the future, because that might be a buying opportunity for Chinese auto manufacturers, and it might be a selling opportunity for traditional ones. So we'll see what happens there.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
China stepping it up. That's actually very shocking, especially in Norway, huh?
Yeah, I've never seen a Chinese-made vehicle in Europe.
No joke.
And now they're making inroads, so it's very interesting.
And look, the cars are slated to sell for what is that? 99,000.
599,000.
Kramer. So that's a $72,000 each.
Yeah.
According to BYD.
Which is a lot of money for a Chinese vehicle.
100%. And you are making inroads into Norway, where electric vehicles have dominated new passenger car sales for the last 3 years, per Norwegian Road Federation. Wow. So, yeah, I'm going to look into BYD stock.
They've already made inroads into Africa. I mean, everywhere. Chinese vehicles everywhere. It used to be dominated by Japanese vehicles, and now it's just Chinese vehicles everywhere.
China.
So they're really trying to take over the auto market.
They're trying to take over the world, Patrick.
They are.
You and I know.
That is true.
This is something we've discussed.
That is true.
For years, even before pre-COVID,
Yeah.
we were like, they're in Africa. They're infiltrating Africa.
Yep.
They're buying up land in Australia. We knew this was coming.
Buying up companies in the U.S.
Tons.
Yep.
Infiltrating our school systems.
Yes.
The CCP.
Yes.
Professors at Harvard.
With the Confucius Institute.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Next.
Government cannot stand in the way of crypto technologies, the Iran minister says. I think this is interesting because Iran just came out a couple of weeks ago like, we're banning all cryptocurrencies, and now they're saying we cannot stand in the way. Yeah, you can't stand. What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Seriously.
Even if they shut it down, it's, the software's still there, the ledger's still there, the blockchain's still there. You can't stop it.
When was this?
I saw this article this morning. Is there a date on that?
Is it very bizarre that all these countries are coming now standing for crypto?
Yeah.
This is very strange.
It is. The next, put up the next article real quick. The one of Europe, the Europeans or the G7 coming together with a paper on crypto. G7 finance chiefs to publish common rules for state issues digital currencies this year.
I heard about this.
Yeah.
So they met the 15% that the U.S.
That was for the tax.
That was the tax?
Yeah, this is, so they're going to come together for common rules on the digital currencies that they're thinking of issuing.
This is crazy.
Yeah, but they're a little too late to the game with their digital currencies.
Rom asks, when a company first announces that they're going public, do you recommend waiting before investing or just jumping in because it's the new company?
If you can get in on the IPO at the IPO price, then do it. Mm-hmm. And it's becoming more accessible now with Robinhood going into IPOs and others trying to get into that space. But if not, I would wait a little bit, just because every single time that I've jumped in right away, I should have sold at the end of that day, but the next day it just keeps going down.
Yeah. I've noticed that if I did the same thing for two of the companies, I took a wash, cleaned me out. First time watching the program, and I really enjoyed it greatly. Greetings from Freeport, Florida, down in the Panhandle. God bless you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Thank you, Donnie Rosado Sr. So back to the G7.
The Iran article was from 7 hours ago.
Okay.
So it was today when that happened, when he said that.
That's very strange.
Yeah.
And then, of course, G7, when did they meet?
They met this last week. Yeah.
So, yeah. Do you guys feel something in the air with Bitcoin here? Ladies and gents, or crypto? Because we're not talking about specifically Bitcoin here.
We're talking about digital currencies that are issued by those nations. So it'd be like a digital euro, a digital dollar, a digital, yen for Japan and whatever else.
At this point,
digital Canadian dollar.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah.
Interesting. Next. All right, Square to invest in solar-powered Bitcoin mining facility. Did you hear about this?
I did not know.
Can we pull up the article, please? So Jeff Bezos goes on this, it's the Bitcoin conference for 2021. And he is, what is his dealings with Square?
He owns Square.
Okay, so he owns
Square. He owns Square and Twitter.
And he owns Twitter. During the conference, what did he tell the people?
Oh, man.
Just listen up to this, okay?
So during the conference, they were asking about Bitcoin, and he said, well, if
Jack Dorsey. If I said Jeff Bezos,
Dorsey.
it's Jack Dorsey.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
He said, if I wasn't working on my two companies, Twitter and Square, I would be helping Bitcoin. But if they really needed me, if Bitcoin really needed me, I would leave those companies and I would help Bitcoin. Who are you?
Who are you? You tie-dye wearing freak.
I know, for real.
So anyway, I'm sorry. No offense, Stephanie, but he gave the tie-dye community a bad name. He was wearing some nasty. He should have gone to Dwego's, Camp Dwego, for his tie-dye. But he wore a tie-dye shirt to this conference, and that's exactly what he said. He said, if I didn't have so much going for my Square, basically if I wasn't so busy with Square and Twitter, I would definitely jump on board with Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But if Bitcoin really needed me, I would leave my companies. So here's to hoping Bitcoin somehow finagles a way to get him out of these freaking companies. But here it is. Square will invest $5 million to build a solar-powered Bitcoin mining facility at a Blockstream mining site in the U.S. through a partnership with the blockchain technology provider. The facility will be a, quote, proof of concept for 100% renewable energy Bitcoin mine at scale. Do you think this is possible to have a solar-powered Bitcoin mining facility? You think?
Yeah.
It's going to be some pretty powerful solar panels that are going to be required. Blockstream said in a press release on its website, Information on operational costs and return on investment will be open to the public. This is a tweet from Square. We're committed to driving further adoption and efficiency of renewables within the Bitcoin ecosystem. I can't stand these daggone people, which is why we've teamed up with Blockstream to launch an open source renewable energy mining project as part of our Bitcoin Clean Energy Initiative. So Bitcoin apparently making some moves, joining up with Square. I don't think Bitcoin is lost.
I don't think so either.
After this weekend,
No.
I wouldn't be surprised if it goes just up, 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 up.
Biggest Bitcoin conference they've had ever.
Really?
Yeah.
So who else showed up at the Bitcoin? Who else was talking?
One of the interesting things that I saw was the mayor of Miami, how he is like, he's really open to Bitcoin. And I shared an article on Friday how he's actually wanting to pay city employees or give them the option to be paid in Bitcoin or be paid in cryptocurrencies. And because he's so open to Bitcoin, one of the largest cryptocurrency companies, blockchain.com, that has been around for a long time, they're actually moving their headquarters this year from New York City to Miami, Florida. And they're going to be hiring 100 people this year and up to 400 over the next 3 years.
Wow.
So I think that Miami, the mayor of Miami, with him being so open, it's going to open Miami up to become like a
Bitcoin hub.
yeah, almost like a crypto capital of the world.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things that I took away from that conference is.
Wow.
And then with the El Salvadorian president and everything, it's
Iran now
Yeah.
opening its doors. What I liked about the conference was when Laura Loomer interrupted Jack Dorsey
yes.
to basically call him out on his phony behavior. She was quickly escorted out of the building, but good job, Laura Loomer. All right, next, what else we got? Grand Theft Auto is rumored to feature in-game crypto. Again, breaking news. So today's theme apparently is just crypto. But there you have it. Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out. Do we have an article? That's it. According to tweets from a prominent leaker, the new Grand Theft Auto will feature an in-game cryptocurrency. While the rumors have not been confirmed, the inclusion of a crypto in one of the biggest game franchises in history would represent a mainstream acceptance of cryptocurrencies. Interesting.
This is very interesting.
Yes.
Because you would have to you'd have to use dollars to buy those in-game dollars so you can spend it on character, buy cars, whatever,
Right.
buy houses, whatever.
Yep.
But if it's a cryptocurrency,
Right.
you can make money in the game
Right.
and then convert it to US dollars.
It could potentially be a
Right?
profitable venture.
So you literally don't have to work anymore. You can just work. Yeah, it's a real life crypto. Yes. So what they're saying is you don't have to work anymore. All you have to do is just play Grand Theft Auto and make money in there.
Because when you make money, you create a name for yourself, you make them money.
Yes.
So it could be this, I mean, it would be the most amazing, brilliant idea, especially with people that just don't want to do anything other than play
game.
video games.
Yeah.
So it could potentially become like just a profitable, think about it. People, that's why Twitch was started. You have all these people that literally are now making a living playing video
Yeah.
games. So you can get a piece of the pie if you are a gamer or
Yeah.
a developer. So I think this is like
It's
this
pretty
is
interesting.
very interesting.
I'm interested to see how they're going to play that out, how that is all going to play out.
Again, this is just rumored,
Yes.
but I think this is an inevitable kind of journey,
Yeah.
venture. One more article, let's read it. Google advertising policy opens doors to wider Bitcoin community. Do we have the actual article? All right, Google is revising its advertising policy to let cryptocurrency wallets advertise with them, along with exchanges starting August 3rd, provided that they are either registered with the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network or a federal or state chartered bank entity. The new policy will apply globally to Google Search and its third-party sites, including YouTube, Gmail, and Blogger. The expanded policy comes 3 years after Google banned all crypto-related advertising in March 2018.
When it crashed.
However, Google walked back the policy 5 months later, allowing regulated cryptocurrency exchanges such as Coinbase to advertise in the United States and in Japan. in September 2018, while expanded to allow cryptocurrency exchanges and wallets to advertise ads for initial coin offerings, decentralized finance trading protocols, or promotion of specific cryptocurrencies are not permitted under new policy. But again, now you're starting to see like all of these huge giant companies, Google, that's allowing cryptocurrency, like even ads and stuff, which is like very strange. Reversing this policy could be a boom to their advertising sales, which generated $147 billion in revenue. That's crazy. Making up more than 80% of the Alphabet's total revenue. Public interest in cryptocurrencies and crypto exchanges has ballooned in recent months. How about just in the last 3 days? As a result of Coinbase's direct listing in April and the record-breaking Bitcoin rally when the leading crypto reached its all-time high price of $64,000. The industry has also seen a surge in traditional institutional players such as Fidelity and JP Morgan offer crypto investment services worldwide. Search interest in cryptocurrency exchanges and wallets is down from their peaks in mid-May. However, the levels are still elevated. Man, can we? I'm going to lean in here. CC, search interest, whatever. It remains to be seen how this reversal in the policy will lead to a further loosening on other major advertising platforms that have been placed restrictions on crypto firms. In 2018, Facebook, praise God, banned all ads promoting cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin and initial coin offerings. A few months later, Facebook edited the policy to introduce an eligibility review process for those looking to advertise certain cryptocurrencies, products, and services. Applicants should submit any licenses, listings on public stock exchange, or other relevant public background. Twitter, especially to Facebook and Google, prohibits the advertisement of initial coin offerings or crypto tokens sales, but allows exchanges or wallets services provided by a publicly traded crypto company to advertise with them, provided as long as they comply with local laws. Wow, that was boring. Woo. All right, that's it. So that's it for the news. That's all that I gathered for today. But I think that's all you need to know. Cryptocurrency is the future, ladies and gents. It really is.
And I think like with stocks, you need to do your research on it, not just like buy into the hype of initial coin offerings and tokens and whatever else. Like do your research on it. What is the vision of that cryptocurrency? What do they want to do in the future? Is it sustainable? And then like with Bitcoin, Ethereum, I think it's, it has a future.
Yeah.
XRP, a couple of the other ones, they have like a future. The other ones are just basically penny stocks.
Yeah.
You throw some money in and see if you can, make money. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, let's go over the stocks to research today.
All right, let's go.
For the low risk one for today, I have IVV, iShares Core S&P 500 ETF. This is like if you're just starting out and you don't want to, you just want to put some money in, you don't want to trade, you just want to have consistent growth. This is an exchange-traded fund that tracks the investment result of the S&P 500.
This is one of the ones that you just add the money in and then just let it sit.
Yeah, it's like it's an index fund. So basically, you're investing in the S&P 500. It's fairly low risk, and it's diversified across industries because you're investing a chunk in that ETF that's invested in all 500 S&P companies. It has a small dividend, very small, but on average, it has a 77%, not 70.
I was going to say, like, oh.
I'd be majorly invested. On average, a 7% return since the fund's inception in 2000.
Awesome.
For medium, Chewy Inc., a seller of branded and private label pet food and grooming supplies.
Okay, yeah, we order from Chewy.
I see boxes everywhere in my neighborhood all the time. So I think that this is one that I'm going to research myself some more if this might not be like a long-term play.
I like that you said that because there is something about just being open-minded and just noticing things that you see in your everyday to day.
Yeah.
If you start seeing these kinds of common things like these Chewy boxes on people's yards, then look into these companies. It's interesting because my husband had said something about like a few years ago, talked about Stitch Fix. And it was something that I got into in its inception, and it was like really cool in the beginning, and then all of a sudden it just crashed and burned.
Yeah.
It was like I started getting like all these like weird clothing, and so he had said, "Hey, do you know anything about the company Stitch Fix?" And I said, "Yeah, it's going in the toilet." That's what I said.
Yeah.
So I said, get a put. I mean, you know.
Yeah,
we
options
could talk-
put.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he didn't listen to me. Well, the thing dropped. And I mean, he could have made so much money. But just something as simple as that.
Yeah.
You know, you have an experience with a certain, company. Just use those experiences to kind of guide your
Yeah.
portfolio. So go ahead. Chewy.
So Chewy, it has a pretty significant pullback in the price. So it went from a high of 120 a share to about 75 a share.
Not bad.
And it's had great revenue growth over the last couple of years. Pet ownership in the U.S. is at 67% of all households own a pet in the U.S.
That's crazy.
Up from the 50s, like 40 years ago. So it's
Are we the only ones at
increasing.
Revival today without animals? You and I?
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Outnumbered.
The pet industry expenditures crossed over 100 billion in the last year. So it's finally at that like 100 billion mark, 103 billion, and they say it's going to grow to about 109 billion.
Wow.
Yeah. And they report earnings in a couple of days, June 10th. It hasn't been confirmed, but that's where they're slated to report earnings.
Okay.
So I think that's going to be a buying opportunity depending on, how they're doing at that point. If they say, because of the pandemic, we're not going to see as much growth this year, the stock might drop a little bit more and you'll get a better entry point. But if they have forward guidance where they say, that we're going to keep growing, whatever, I think it might be a good buying opportunity. I'm going to look at this one very seriously because I see them all the time. When I drive through my neighborhood, they're sitting on the doorsteps of people, and then
all the time.
when I drive through on Wednesdays and trash day, there's boxes from
Yeah,
Chewy
littering.
sitting everywhere. So I think there's maybe it's just my neighborhood that's like that.
No, there's tons. Same here. Okay, so you suggest buying before they have their meeting?
No, after.
After.
Yeah. You might, it might be a little bit more expensive if they have great earnings.
Right.
But I mean, at $75 a share, it's not too bad.
Awesome.
All
Earnings
right.
report June 10th, right?
June 10th. They haven't confirmed it yet, but I'm sure that it'll be.
All right.
Oh,
Hi.
Chi-Chi said Kofi doesn't have animals. That is true.
Oh,
So we're not
that's
the only ones.
true. Kofi, you're right, Chi-Chi. Yeah, so 3 out of... All right, so what's your high?
High risk is Bionanogenomics,
Gesundheit.
a life sciences instrumentation company in the genome analysis space.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
What does that mean?
So basically like DNA genome sequencing. So that's sort of stuff.
Scary.
Yeah, I have no idea what any of that means. But they just hired a new chief commercial officer with a ton of experience.
Okay.
So they were trading up 13% pre-market, and now they're up 18%. So I think this might be a good play for today. See how they do. Trade the swings. They have further clinical trials of their genome mapping system, Sapphire. They already had some last year, some great clinical trials, but some major medical institutions are actually doing some further clinical trials for them. So I think that this might actually be a good risky long-term play. Because if their system turns out to be better than some of the other ones they're using, all of these medical systems might start using their Sapphire, their Sapphire program. So this might, they're trading at $8.
Okay.
So if you put $100 in,
Right.
and it goes up to $100 within the next couple of years, then you've got a great winner. Even if it goes up to $10, you're still getting a pretty good return.
Wow.
So it's risky. If you want to day trade that today, you can. But I think that it might be worth looking at long term as well, since they're still in clinical trial phase on a lot of their products.
Bio-nano.
Yes, the ticker is BNGO.
B-N-G-O. Sorry, I had to. a genome analysis company providing tools and services based on Sapphire system to scientists and clinicians conducting genetic research and patient testing. I started reading this book. Basically, it was Scott Adams kind of was like, you gotta read it. I got through like the first 2 chapters, and it was so dry because it was all scientific. But basically, this whole genome kind of stuff is the future here. Like they were talking about altering different DNA so that you can kind of like formulate like what kind of baby do you want? You know? So we'll pull out the diabetes triggers from the DNA and all this kind of stuff. So I mean, I guess this is one that I'm definitely going to get into. I feel like BNGO.
Bionanogenomics Incorporated. And I'm gonna look at them a little bit more too and research them and see what else they have like coming up in the future, what they want to do with their system. And
the Sapphire system is comprised of an instrument, chip consumables. What is that?
I don't know, yeah.
Chip technology, reagents and suite of data analysis tools. Bionano provides genome analysis services to provide access to data generated by Sapphire systems for researchers who prefer not to adopt Sapphire systems in their labs. Lineagen has been providing genetic testing services to families and their healthcare providers for over 9 years.
So that's their like one of their wholly owned subsidiaries.
And has performed over 65,000 tests for those neurodevelopment concerns. Eric Holmlin, CEO. And then I have his phone number in case anybody wants. There you have it. So we have for low...
Bethany, we're not getting a puppy.
Low risk. No, Bethany, don't do it. Low risk is IVV. Medium risk is Chewy, CHWY. High is BNGO. All right. So where are your questions, ladies and gents? Can you on the app? Somebody had asked something, I believe, and it just scrolled away. Can you scroll back down to yes, please? How does crypto affect banks? Are major bank anti-crypto because they're not getting that money?
It's because it's decentralized. It's not controlled by them. So they can't
profit.
They can't profit.
Right.
Except if they become like a crypto trading platform and they can, get some of the transaction fees.
So how soon do you think that's going to happen?
I mean, they're all trying to get into that space right now, where they'll offer it. They'll probably have crypto accounts very soon, where with your checking account you can have a crypto account.
Right.
So you can have US dollars and you can have Bitcoin as a Bitcoin savings account or something like that. That's probably what they're looking at in the future. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also still risky because they don't know how the governments are going to try and control this. So that's all still coming down the pipeline. What's the Federal Reserve going to do? What is the IRS going to do? How is this going to be taxed? How's all of these things? Who's gonna be in charge of it? So, for example, what if everything crashes? Like right now, your accounts are insured by the FDI, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation.
Up to
$250,000. Mm-hmm. So what's going to happen in the future with that? Or is there going to be like an insurance corporation for cryptos? All of those things need to be looked at, and so that's probably what the Federal Reserve, the SEC, all those, the Treasury, that what they're looking at in the future. And we'll probably get news on that soon, since they're going to publish a common paper on their own currencies, and they're probably going to do the same thing. The Fed actually said that this summer they're coming out with a paper on cryptocurrencies.
Wow.
So that'll be something to watch out for.
Insurance for crypto is also something that's really interesting.
Because what if you lose everything?
Yeah.
But then which cryptocurrencies are covered?
Right.
Or
because once they start getting covered, then all of the competitors are just going to go put.
It's the same with stocks. If a stock crashes because the company was being negligent, stockholders can sue the company and they can get some of their money back. But we're not able to do that with cryptos right now. So what are we going to do? How is that going to play out in the future? Those are all like questions that I still have about cryptocurrencies. Not that they need to be regulated, but
But it would help.
in order for it to like work within the financial system.
Interesting.
I'm sure that Doug would have, a different opinion than I do on that.
Yeah, no kidding. Charles writes, Patrick, Ripple XRP cannot go IPO until it settles lawsuit from. Yeah, we knew about that.
Yeah.
And that lawsuit still hasn't been settled, correct?
No.
Is it going to be settled this year or what?
I think so. They're going to settle soon.
What about buying gold and silver? Pamela Sue Wooden writes.
I always think that I buy physical silver personally.
Yeah.
And so I always think that it's a good backup. I don't buy a lot of it, but it's always good to have some silver, some gold. And I'm more along the lines of buying it physically and not buying it from an exchange where you then have like the paper gold, because who knows, if everything goes kaput, then you send in your certificate and they're like, oh, we don't have any gold.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Undelivered.
Yeah, exactly.
Her letters undelivered. All right, so Sarah writes, are y'all certain that has nothing to do with the mark of the beast? I'm leery of this, that the Bible, the Lord says, will come to pass. Yeah, Bitcoin makes me nervous, I guess. I don't even like banks. So I think Jonathan has already covered this in one of the very first Check the Markets about, this is definitely headed into a one world economy 100%.
Yeah.
And so this is we're just starting to see it in its inception. That being said, you have to understand the end time agenda and the role the church plays. And so none of that is going to happen until the church gets removed. And that's what we believe is called the rapture. So until then, we're going to profit off of
Yeah.
Yes.
And it makes it like, we always like look at it in a negative light. And I don't want to like sound, like I'm whatever, but it'll make it easier.
Right.
To transact across countries. It'll make it easier for you to send money to
We
to
say that
different
because
places.
we do that.
Yes.
We do that often. So
Yes.
we know the benefit of it. But if somebody is just basically living paycheck to paycheck, they don't see the benefit of being able to send money to someone in Africa
Yeah.
within 24 hours or within 15 minutes.
Yeah, but it's still cryptocurrency still is in its infancy.
Mm-hmm.
So this could be like, the internet in the early 90s.
That's right.
It's a great investment opportunity. And so, that's the way I look at it. Because when the internet first came out, I'm sure that,
Yeah. There
where's this heading?
Well, when the TV came out.
Exactly.
The church was the first to be like,
Exactly.
this is the demon box. And all.
So technology is going to evolve. And yeah, it is moving towards a one world government. It always has, especially with G7 coming out with their, global minimum tax of 15% on companies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's all heading that way, but
For sure.
make
And
some profit
honestly, anything
along the way.
that you do in fear, you need to remove. You need to remove anything that has any kind of like stench of fear attached to it. So if you're not getting into the stock market because of fear, then I challenge you, like, put a couple of bucks in it and just get familiarized with the stock market. But yeah, I think a lot of times as Christians, people use this as an excuse to not do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just gonna this just reeks of the devil. This is the enemy's plan. And so if you just did some research on stuff, you would realize that you can make quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
And people have made quite a bit of money.
Exactly.
So money in the hands of the righteous is way better than money in the hands of the wicked. So today we are giving away Check the Market mugs for all of our wonderful viewers that want to donate today. So there it is. Check the Market. Nice little Miami Vice meets 90s vibe here. It's pretty fascinating. Do you want to add anything else?
No, I mean,
So that is yours for your donation of any size. But listen, we're going to take some questions if you have any. What does the flamingo with the $ represent?
Miami.
Miami?
My favorite city in America.
Miami. That's right. This is like kind of like the Miami Vice vibe. Is that what it is?
Miami Vice, Wolf of Wall Street style stuff.
Scary! Patrick, Krista, Justa, congratulations on your new baby. Please talk about MVIS.
Microvision. Is that what it is? Yeah. I'll do some more research on it. I'll talk about that tomorrow.
Microvision is what?
It's the LiDAR technology.
Okay, yes. When is Boogie coming on? Well, Zubin, you let me know who Boogie is, and I will let you know. AMC and Doge all the way. Awesome mug. It really is. Doge coin to the moon. Is it up today, Doge? No, 3%. 3% up. Yeah, nothing crazy. Thoughts on AMC as it stands right now? Would you buy or wait? Andrew Columbia.
I would wait. But that's just me being like super risk averse like I usually am.
Yeah, facts.
So.
Because is it down?
It was up this morning. Pre-market, it was up.
Oh, man. I'm making
Let's take a look where it's at right now.
Day.
Yeah, it's up 13%.
Yep.
Man, they're just cruising.
I am still in, and I don't see it going down anytime soon. So there was a couple of articles that I was reading about certain blockbuster movies that are headed to the theater. And so I think that's just going to help that stock quite a bit. CNBC writes, AMC stock jumps 16% as Reddit-fueled rally stretches to another week.
A lot of people are saying they're going to hold on to it, as well as GameStop. They see a lot of those Wall Street Bets guys see themselves as like stockholders now. Like, this is our company.
100%.
AMC is our company. GameStop is our company. And so we're
I
holding
find that
on.
AMC is kind of branding themselves to be that way.
Yeah.
And so we had read last week an article about the benefits of, like, if you were a stockholder, that you would get extra benefits at the movie theater, free popcorn, free premieres to movies and that kind of stuff. You can brand your company in such a way that people would be like,
exactly.
Yeah, I am a stock owner in this, kind of thing.
And I think that would be actually good. And a lot of the big technology companies should take a look at doing this, because they don't even give a dividend, like Amazon or those companies.
Right.
They don't even give a dividend because they think they're above that. But if you reach out to your shareholders like that, it'll make somebody want to be more invested, because you're getting a value back that's not just profits in the stock market, that goes beyond that.
Yeah.
And it'll make you a lifelong customer.
Oh, 100%. So I don't think it's a bad idea to invest in AMC. That's just my personal. I just think that it's a
little high right now.
It's a little high, but still, I don't think that it's going to. I mean, last week it just did nothing but go up.
I mean, the volume's crazy. It's already at 107 million.
It's crazy.
Man.
So, pretty proud that I didn't sell these diamond hands. Everyone invest in SHIB Inu coin. It's super cheap. Is that probably a penny coin, a penny crypto?
That's
kind of
Doge.
It's Doge.
It is? Shiba Inu. So there's 2 dog coins. We should come out with a golden retriever coin or something. It's hypoallergenic.
Especially with the Marvel movies. Yeah, for real.
Hypoallergenic, our coin.
I have played Microvision, very short term. Be nibble. Be nibble? Keep in mind, it was 19 cents or so a year ago. Stock Market Samurai says, stay away from Doge. Stock Market Samurai says AMC is definitely going to get pumped more.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you want to, you could also just sell it right away if you want to make 13%, 20%, whatever it is.
What's it at now? For $50-something, $55, right?
Let me see.
So $55. A lot of the profit is already made. So at this point,
$53.84.
Yeah. So at this point, if you're going to invest, be prepared to hold on for the long term.
Yes. I almost read that. All right. Here are the ways that you can give on that note.
Joshua says, I have $5 to invest in crypto advice. Dogecoin.
Doge it up. It's...
Might as well just go for it.
One of the things, where do you buy Doge again, Patrick? We're going to ask this.
Robinhood.
Robinhood.
Yeah. And make sure your password's secure.
Yeah. Yep. Remember, 13 characters or more. All right, listen, these are the ways that you can give for that amazing mug that we are giving away all week. Hashtag donate on Facebook. Text RT to 50155 if you're on Cash App, $RT Give, Venmo, RT Give, revivaltoday.com/PayPal. And if you want to mail in a check, you can do so at Revival Today, P.O. Box 7, Prosperity, PA 15329. Also, since we've been talking about crypto, we're also accepting crypto as a form of donation. So you can either scan the code or go to revivaltoday.com/give. And if all of this is way too much information, way too quick for you, then just give us a call at the number right there, 412. Oh, man, that's too small for me to read.
446
2332. 2332. There it is. XRP is a good investment. Eric Fryer asks, is XRP a good investment? Everyone here,
I
basically,
sold it too soon.
You sold it too soon, huh? XRP, man. You just bought back in? When the market went down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you. But listen, if you want that mug, you cannot skip this one pivotal step, revivaltoday.com/offer to claim your offer. There's a couple of platforms that don't give us any address or any information, so please don't skip out on that, revivaltoday.com/offer. That has been the show for today. We hope to see you. There's going to be a broadcast at 11 a.m. and then another one at 4 p.m. with Mrs. Maddie Ortiz. And let's not forget, check the news tonight at 11 p.m. Any final words, my dear friend?
Thanks, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
See ya!